Welcome. Today's story will leave you speechless. Subscribe now and share your reaction in the comments. Here we go. My name is Jessica. I'm 37 years old, and I'm going to tell you about the day I lost my husband and my best friend in the span of 5 minutes. But let me start at the beginning, because the betrayal is so much worse when you understand just how close we all were. I met Lisa freshman year of college. We were randomly assigned as roommates and immediately clicked. We were inseparable for 4 years. We studied together, partied together, traveled to Europe together after graduation. She was the sister I never had. When we graduated, we even moved to the same city so we wouldn't lose touch. I met my husband Tom when I was 25. Lisa was the one who introduced us, actually. Tom was a friend of her boyfriend at the time. We went on a double date. Tom and I hit it off immediately. We dated for 2 years, got engaged, and when he proposed, Lisa was the first person I called. She was my maid of honor at our wedding. She gave this beautiful speech about how happy she was that her 2 favorite people found each other. She cried during the toast. We have photos of the 3 of us that day, arms around each other, smiling like we had the whole world figured out. Tom and I bought a house, had a daughter, Emma. Lisa was her godmother. She was over at our house constantly. At least 3 times a week she'd come over for dinner or to watch movies or just to hang out. Tom would joke that we should just give her a key to the house. She practically lived there anyway. My marriage wasn't perfect. What marriage is? Tom and I fought sometimes. Money stress, work stress, exhaustion from raising a toddler. Normal stuff. But I thought we were happy. I thought we were solid. And I definitely thought Lisa was my person, the one who would have my back no matter what. I was so wrong. It was a Wednesday afternoon in October. I'd taken Emma to a mommy and me class, but she'd thrown up halfway through. Stomach bug. So I brought her home early, planning to put her down for a nap and maybe nap myself. Tom was supposed to be at work. He's an accountant, works long hours during busy season. When I pulled into the driveway, I noticed Lisa's car parked on the street. That was weird. She usually texted before coming over, and she knew I'd be at the class. Maybe she was planning to surprise me, I thought. She had a key. We'd finally given her one the year before. I carried Emma inside through the front door. The house was quiet. No lights on downstairs. I called out, "Lisa? You here?" But got no answer. Emma was getting fussy, so I carried her upstairs to her room to change her out of her vomit-covered clothes. That's when I heard it. Voices from down the hall. From my bedroom. A man's voice. And a woman's laugh. Lisa's laugh. I'd know it anywhere. My brain didn't want to process what was happening. There had to be an explanation. Maybe Tom had come home sick too and Lisa was checking on him. Maybe they were watching TV in our room. Maybe I was mishearing things. I put Emma in her crib, told her I'd be right back, and walked down the hallway to our bedroom. The door was cracked open, and through that crack I could see them. My husband Tom, my best friend Lisa, in my bed. My bed that I'd made that morning before I left for the class. I don't remember deciding to push the door open. I just remember it swinging wide and both of them jumping apart, scrambling for sheets, their faces going white with shock. "Jessica," Lisa said, and she actually tried to smile. Like maybe if she just acted normal, this would somehow be okay. I couldn't speak. I just stood there, frozen, watching them panic. Tom was trying to put his pants on. Lisa was looking for her shirt. It was all so pathetic and horrible and surreal. "What are you doing home?" Tom finally said, which might be the stupidest thing anyone has ever said to their wife after getting caught in bed with another woman. "Emma's sick," I said, and my voice sounded strange, like it was coming from far away. "I brought her home." "Jess, I can explain," Lisa started, which is what cheaters always say when there's absolutely no explanation that could possibly make anything better. "Get out," I said. "Both of you. Get out of my house right now." Tom tried to talk to me. He was saying my name over and over, reaching for me, trying to touch my arm. I pulled away like he was on fire. Lisa was crying now, saying she was sorry, saying it just happened, saying it didn't mean anything. "How long?" I asked. My voice was so calm. That's the thing people don't tell you about shock. You get really, really calm. They looked at each other. That's how I knew it wasn't just once. It wasn't a mistake, a moment of weakness, too much wine. They looked at each other, and in that look, I saw everything. 6 months, Tom finally said. 6 months, half a year. All those times Lisa came over for dinner, all those movie nights, all those play dates with Emma. They'd been sleeping together. In my house, in my bed, while I was in the next room playing with our daughter. Did you plan this? I asked Lisa. When you introduced us, was that the plan all along? No, she said. God, no. Jess, I love you. You're my best friend. It just happened. Things don't just happen for 6 months, I said. That's a choice. You chose this. Every day for 6 months you chose to betray me. I told them again to leave. Tom tried to argue, saying this was his house too, he lived here. I told him if he didn't leave in the next 5 minutes, I would call the police and tell them there were intruders in my home. I don't know if I actually would have, but I said it with enough conviction that he believed me. They got dressed and left. I locked the door behind them, checked on Emma, who had fallen asleep, and then I walked into my bathroom and threw up. The next few weeks were the worst of my life. Tom tried to come back. I'd changed the locks. He moved in with his parents temporarily. Lisa called and texted constantly. Long apology messages, saying she didn't know how it happened, saying she would do anything to fix it, saying she couldn't lose me. I blocked her number. I blocked her on every social media platform. When she showed up at my door, I wouldn't answer. Finally, she left a letter. Pages and pages of explanation. How she'd always been a little in love with Tom. How it started innocently, just conversations that got too personal. How one night 6 months ago, Tom had kissed her and she'd kissed back. How they'd tried to stop but couldn't. How she hated herself but couldn't help it. How she never meant to hurt me. I burned the letter. Tom wanted to try counseling. He said Lisa meant nothing, it was just physical. He still loved me. We could work through this. I filed for divorce. My lawyer during discovery found receipts, hotel rooms, restaurants. A weekend trip Tom said was for work but was actually a getaway with Lisa. I got a very favorable settlement. The part that gutted me wasn't even the sex. It was the friendship. Lisa had sat across from me at my kitchen table hundreds of times, listening to me talk about my marriage, my problems with Tom, my fears and insecurities. And the whole time, she was sleeping with him. She would hug me goodbye, tell me she loved me, and then probably text him the second she got to her car. She'd held my daughter, bought her birthday presents, played tea party with her, all while sleeping with her father. That's a level of deception I can't even comprehend. It's been 3 years now. Tom and Lisa didn't end up together, if you're wondering. They tried for about 2 months after the divorce was final, but turns out a relationship built on betrayal doesn't have a great foundation. Shocking, right? Last I heard, Tom was dating someone else and Lisa had moved to a different state. I'm doing okay. I'm in therapy, which helps. I'm dating someone new, though I have serious trust issues, obviously. Emma's 5 now and doing great. She doesn't remember much of when Tom and I were together. The hardest part is the friendship. I can get over losing Tom. The marriage was damaged in ways I didn't even realize until after. But Lisa? That's a wound that won't heal. I trusted her with everything. With my secrets, my fears, my daughter, my life. And she betrayed all of it. I have new friends now. Good women who've shown me what real friendship looks like. But I'm more guarded. I don't trust as easily. I question people's motives. I keep certain walls up. Sometimes people ask me if I'll ever forgive them. And honestly, I don't know. Forgiveness is supposed to be freeing, right? But I don't think I'm there yet. Maybe I never will be. And maybe that's okay. What I've learned is that betrayal can come from anywhere, even from the people you trust most. The ones you'd never suspect. The ones who've been in your life so long you forgot to consider they could hurt you. Trust your instincts. If something feels off in your relationships, whether romantic or friendship, pay attention. Don't ignore red flags just because you don't want to believe someone you love could hurt you. I'm Jessica. I'm 37 years old, and this is my story about losing my husband and best friend in the same day. If you've experienced betrayal like this, please know you're not alone. Subscribe to my channel for more real-life relationship stories, hit the bell for notifications, and share your experiences in the comments. Sometimes just knowing other people understand can help with the healing. Thank you for listening to my story.